3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Tree Chanel. I'm checking in today with Black Atmosphere and Company's Mental Health Space. So, you guys, it's get over the hump. I know, but like I said, look at you doing it. You're showing up for yourself. I know your kids probably got on your nerves. Your boss, you wanted to smack them silly, but you didn't go to jail. So, clap to you. Yes, clap. I know it was hard. So look, today we got a special guest, our radio host, pioneer, Derrick Scott, and we're gonna jump into him, but we won't let you know, grab your popcorn, your healthy snacks, and if you need to switch the station on a fake ninja, click, because we gotta protect our energy at all costs. So today's topic is imposter syndrome. Is it hip-hop syndrome? I really want to say this hip-hop syndrome because in hip-hop there is a lot of battles that people do not know that these artists are facing, and that's how we got into this space, to help those people over in that community. We do a lot in the music industry. Man, and it's the season finale, so we're about to jump into this disclaimer and get right to it. Let's go. This disclaimer is brought to you by Black Atmosphere and Company. We are a safe space for entrepreneurs to speak about social issues that may affect their mental health. We are simply here to help our community and business and the economical structure. We have to start from the roots of our problem to find better solutions. Black Atmosphere and Company's 8 Pillars of Life is designed to help our members and listeners get through these issues together. So we are not a mental health facility, healthcare provider. We are entrepreneurs helping one another in our journeys. Derrick, how are you?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here. Thank you for having me.
That's what's up. So tell the people who you are. Introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, this is Derrick Scott. I'm the host and the program director at 2111 Radio. It's an internet show that's on the 365 app. I also have a talk show. It's called the 2111 Radio Show, that I actually bring some of the independent artists that you never heard before, but you get on my show and they tell their stories, you know. And I actually have a podcast that's called 2111 Real Talk, Real Hip Hop Talk.
Oh.
Where that actually talks about different subjects. It's not just hip hop. It's just the name. So we have a show on the 22nd that's talking about domestic violence. We just had one a couple of weeks ago. We was talking about bullying and mental health. So when you told me you wanted me to come, I was like, I'm definitely down for this.
Yes.
It's a no-brainer. So.
Y'all are doing, man, if y'all are not following him, 2111 Radio is really shutting it down for independent artists and to get them not just exposure, but to really get radio plays and to get into a different audience. You know, he's out in Miami. So, you know, you want to continue to network. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. You know, if you're afraid to put yourself out there, how are you going to grow? No, you have to really expand your audience. So I love tuning in to 2111 Radio. That's why I wanted you to come on, because I love your program directing and the things that you're doing over there. So how did you get into being a DJ, actually? Like, let the people know
you ain't
how it really started, though.
Yeah, first of all, thank you. I appreciate all the kind words. But I'm going to tell you something. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
And when I was 14 years old, my parents bought me a DJ set, a whole set.
Wow.
I had no idea. My brothers talked me into it because they wanted me to play music for their parties. So they said if he learned how to DJ, he could play for our parties and different things. So I became a hermit. So I was in the room, no lie, when I was 14 years old. I felt like I came out my room when I was like 16. I'm going to say, it's kind of crazy, I know. It's kind of crazy, but I
understand.
Yeah, because when you learn something new, I don't know if you listeners thinking about it, but think about it. When you get something new and you're passionate about it, you tend to forget the world at that second. You
Okay.
understand? So I literally went to school, came home, and went straight in my room. So from there, I started DJing at block parties because we have a lot of block parties in New York and Brooklyn. So block parties, came into like um, what they call them, what they call it? They call it the Mason dances. You ever heard of a Mason dance?
What's the
So
mess?
Mason is someone that's it's like an organization. They do a
Oh,
lot
I know
of
masonry. Okay.
yeah, Masonry.
Oh,
Yeah, so they used to have a lot of Mason parties. Mind you, I'm only 14, so they used to sneak
so
me
you
in.
out here to be DJing the Mason party?
Yes, I was.
What?
And, and the transit parties. Yes, I was
Oh,
all up in
shit.
there.
Like,
So,
okay, 14.
so yeah, 14 years old. I'll never forget it. And it was crazy because I used to have to stand on a crate. I was a small 14, like really small. Everybody thought I was like 9. But anyway. But anyway, so
That's how it started. So you was
yeah,
out
so
here in the
yeah.
temples, like, yeah, we on the block party. Plus, I
Uh-huh.
read that you was like you would put your turntables and stuff outside so the
Yeah.
neighborhood could hear it. And I did
Yes.
that as a kid. So I really understood this assignment today. You
That's
feel me?
right. Yes,
Music
you
is my
did.
first love, man.
I
Like
love it.
music has gotten me through everything in life. Any struggle,
Hmm.
I turn to music to get me out that jam because it uplifts you
Yes.
that frequency. So
It,
that's
it
why,
really
man,
does.
it just makes you feel so good. So
Mm.
I thought when I read your bio, I just really smiled from ear to ear because I know what that's like. When my mom
Yes.
used to barbecue outside, you feel
See,
me? You know what I'm saying? We about to go send the whole block up. Now we got
I, I,
the big speakers out, the great
that's
one. You feel
right.
me?
Big
We got
great.
the
That's
great
right.
big speakers outside. So
Actually, yeah.
everything.
I used to stand.
Everything.
I used to stand them on top of each other. I had
Yes,
a lot
put them
of
on that
equipment.
crate. You
You
feel me?
heard? Get those
The good
records. Oh yeah.
times in the hood. The good
Yes.
times.
Yes.
You
So
man.
yeah. So from that I used to produce. So what happened? It's strange. A guy took me to the studio,
Okay.
and we was producers, and my engineer was there. He was like, "Listen, I'm going to introduce you to somebody." This somebody was Jimmy Hinchman. If anybody ever heard of him, he's a music mogul from Harlem. If I'm not mistaken, come to find out, he managed 50 Cent at one point.
Mm.
Yeah, Jimmy Henchman is notorious for a lot of dirty stuff, but in my
Oh.
eyes, I thought I was getting I was in there to produce and help different artists like Groove Theory. They have Groove Theory there. I don't know if you know that group.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. So I was working under a couple of producers. So what happened? I came back after a couple of months because I was doing outside work. And then what happened? They said Jimmy went to jail because they was drug smuggling. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
It was a cover for a drug ring. Yeah, yeah. It was crazy, but yes, it was a cover. And what happened? Of course, I left. I left and basically got jerked over the years as far as the music that I actually made. You
Oh
know,
my God.
yeah, it was a lot.
Let's talk about that, the shystiness. Like, so
Yes.
we have this imposter syndrome. Like, there's a lot of people that may feel like they don't belong in this space because
Huh?
of the things that they have to battle just
Mm-hmm.
to get to the top. And and they be like, well, is it really worth my sanity? Because you really have to step
Mm.
outside of your body. So
Yes, you
then you
do.
start to feel like somebody else. So how did you feel like you stayed grounded to not like deteriorate from you in
Well,
terms of
it's funny because how I started 2111 Radio, I was actually managing a young lady named Finesse Banks. She's a music producer.
okay.
She's out here. And what happened, Ralph Smith, which is the owner of 2111 Radio, hit me up and said, "Hey, have you ever did any program directing?" So I'm like, "No, what is that?" He was like, "Listen," what is that? So he was like, basically, you're going to take all the music off my radio platform and you're going to put your own. And you will control the music that goes up. You're responsible for that. So I I start, doing it gradually. And then my wife actually said, you need to go online and get you a radio show.
Okay.
And I really didn't want to do it because
Mm.
I think what you're talking about as far as in the syndrome thing, I didn't think I would be able to do it because I'm an older gentleman, and
Mm.
you got the young guy saying, it's a young man's game or young woman's game. So, I did have that in me, but my wife and my family kept encouraging me, saying, "Nah, go ahead and do what you got to do." So
I
with me, yeah. So what happened? I started the show, 21 Level Radio talk show, and I started getting movie stars. I
mm.
started getting TV show guests and the rappers. I had rappers, R&B singers.
Uh-huh.
No, so now it's starting to get popular. So on Instagram, if you check 2111 Radio, 2111 underscore radio, you will see that we got over 14,000 followers, and we just started this in October.
Yep. It's
So
going very well. Y'all
yeah,
had like a couple actors from the Biggie movie, like man,
yeah.
you name it. Y'all got a lot of. So how is that? How are y'all getting these people on y'all? Look, y'all gotta teach me, okay? I'm
well,
new to it. Like I just got into the space in December, so I like,
mhm,
but I love it because
yeah,
I can show up as myself, and I think
mm,
that is what helped me to get past the imposter syndrome. This
mhm,
space allowed me to say, no, I do belong. No, and I do belong to make those big connections of
oh yeah,
people that are in the industry in rap, fashion. I put in over 10 years in that space, but now this is
right.
new to me, but it's rolling over. That time was never lost. You're just
Hello,
transferring the energy. You
that's
see
a
what I'm
fact.
saying? And that's what
Yep,
people got to understand.
yeah.
So, how was it for you to feel like people were judging you by your age
Oh yeah, they
in
was
the
judging me by
industry?
my age, and it really bothered me at one point. But I'm the type to let things roll off my shoulders.
Okay.
You understand? If you're not blatantly saying it, because a lot of people will say it to you in a way where you really have to analyze what they really said instead of telling you something to your face. You understand? So it's more mental than anything. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So somebody will say, "Oh, I don't think you should do that." I know a guy that's a lot younger than you, and he's not successful. That has nothing to do with me. You understand? And when I put my mind to something, my mother always told me, if you put your mind to something, I could pretty much think you could get it done. And so far, anything I've put my mind to, I'm actually be able to do. Because, the people that you see on those shows, they actually call us. So it's not like
Oh,
they actually hit us up because we do a lot of marketing as well,
okay.
a lot of marketing. So the thing is, we're actually Googleable now, so you can actually go on Google and push in 2111 Radio, and literally first page, you will see 2111 Radio, and
Okay.
that's something behind the scenes that a lot of people don't work on is their appearance on Google. Google is very important
If
to
the
this.
Google is very important.
Very important.
Oh my
Yep.
God. Let's talk about that for a quick second. If
hmm
you want to get visibility in your company, set up a Google profile for your company. And even if you don't have a website, you see what I'm saying? If you
Yeah.
have a website, that's great, but they will show you your analytics of people and traffic that is coming to
Mm.
view you and find you. Like I have that for my fashion design. I haven't designed in so long because I can't because my health, I had to really get back into it. So,
No doubt.
I'm retired, I say for now in that
Oh,
space.
okay.
That's why, I can use my voice still. So, you got to transfer your energy.
Yeah,
God say
thank you.
sometimes, one door closes and another one opens that you're
Opens.
supposed to be in. So,
Amen.
you're right about that Google. So, guys, please be sure to set up your analytics correctly. You feel
hmm
me? So, what was what was one of your biggest inspirations coming up in the music industry? Like, who was one of your biggest inspirations?
Ooh, Biggie. I actually met Biggie in Bedford-Stuyvesant.
Hey,
I met him in Bedford-Stuyvesant, and
really?
yeah, I know a lot of people in Brooklyn. You know, I was born in Brooklyn, and his building is like another
You was
part of.
wait, what'd you say? You was born in the building
I
that
was raised. No, I was raised in Brooklyn, New York,
okay. Okay.
and he's not that far away from where I grew up at.
Okay.
You understand? So when he got to a certain point, he was still living over there. People don't understand it. His mother, everybody was still there. So I know a couple of people that knew him. So I used to go over there. We used to play Sega Genesis and,
On
all
green
these,
leather sofa.
the football, Madden. So it was crazy.
I
And he's
love it.
Biggie. Yeah, he's Biggie. And people don't understand. He was just a regular dude. He just happened to
Yes.
be a hip hop artist, but he
Yeah.
always treated people with respect, you know?
Yeah.
So it was crazy. Then, of course, I moved to Flatbush. I met Special Ed and Chubb Rock. So all these guys,
Okay.
I actually grew up around in some way or fashion. So I always keep those connections handy
You know what?
because,
New York has a special bond that a lot
Mhm.
of people don't realize. Like, people be hating on that bond, but that brotherhood fraternal is unfuckwittable. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I don't care what nobody say. Atlanta's getting there. I wish Chicago would really learn how. There's
Mm.
a lot of work we got to do in the Chicago space for music, and I think that's probably why I became on the scene because there's
Hmm.
no female true disc jockeys, DJs that's killing shit. So
No, and I think you're right on top of it. You understand? And my thing is with you, you're such a inspirational type person.
oh,
You understand? Really, because when I first met you, we was doing an interview with a couple of, muckety mucks. I ain't gonna say no names, but it was a couple of people from TV, and I saw how inspiring you was. How can I say determined? You're a very determined young woman, and that comes with a lot of hard work. And you can't just wake up like that.
come on. And I be so hard on myself because thank you for acknowledging that.
Yes, you're
Thank you for
welcome.
acknowledging that because I do be so hard on myself and I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to in God's eyes.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
he told me, he said, I want you to go sit down. Actually,
Mm.
it was one point in time like I didn't know how I was gonna pay my bills because I had became disabled. I'm still, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
I injured my knee. So let's just put it out there. So and
Wow.
I need a knee replacement.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah. So um
Well, I'm gonna tell you a story here that I've never told nobody. So you're about to get an exclusive.
uh-oh.
All right. I'm about to give you this exclusive. You ready?
Already.
So Derrick Scott, host of 2111 Radio,
Okay.
program director, and all this other stuff. I broke my neck in 2007.
Oh shoot.
Broke my neck on that job. And I didn't even know I broke my neck.
Oh my God.
And what happened, I started getting effects after a while. I start waking up and my legs was numb. I'm thinking, let me go to the doctor and see what's going on because, something's not right. So the doctor couldn't find nothing. So they gave me a CAT scan. And the CAT scan showed that my neck was broke and my spinal cord was twisted. You could see it on the CAT scan.
Mm.
So they did this operation on me called fusion. And I say 2 months, I was able to walk. I felt my legs, everything was good.
Okay.
So I do walk with a limp,
Okay.
you understand? But I was recovered. But that took me all the way up to 460 pounds. I was really big.
Really?
I'm at 270 now.
Okay.
So I'm telling you to tell you this, just because we have a disability does not stop our
Come
grind.
on.
You understand? Because no one knew that because at the end of the day, y'all don't see my legs, y'all just see my face.
Come on. That's what I
You know what I'm
said.
saying? Y'all hear
Hey,
my voice,
I had
you
to
know?
learn. I had to
And,
learn.
and
That's
yeah,
why this was
they
perfect.
not exactly these people, you have the naysayers.
Yep.
And you also have people that you thought was your friends and come to find out they haters. They don't been tuned into your show.
They all about themselves. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
and they don't,
you
yeah,
can't elevate in a way of being like that. You know,
no,
everybody wants
really.
to always be the star of the show. No, you gotta
Mm,
know when to pull back and really genuinely show up for people, not because of what they could do for you. And that's a part of the imposter syndrome. I feel
yes,
like that's a really big part of us getting that fear because
yeah,
you have people that just want to suck you dry. So you
Lord.
like you got this brick wall, but you got this big ass drain, these big ass drains, and it's like
Hmm.
it becomes a fight. It becomes a flight, boom, boom. Like they're going head on with each other, and
Yes,
I,
it's not good.
you like, oh my God, that's not fun. So that's why I wanted to talk to my people in the hip hop industry or women in hip hop.
Yeah,
It's very hard for women in hip hop to get respect and not have to overly sexualize herself. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
She can still be that. So what do you feel like it would take for women to really get the recognition in the music industry? What do you feel needs to
All
happen?
of them, all the ones that has their labels as far as like Cardi B, you got Megan Thee Stallion, you got Lotto. Um, you have a lot of women out here that's really made a name for themselves.
Yeah.
You understand? And what they have to do, I hope they one day, hopefully they listen. What they have to do is bring up their sisters, their little sisters, because I call these little independent artists out here.
Yeah.
They're the little sisters of Cardi B. They're the little sisters of Megan Thee Stallion and all these others, because that's where they want to be. So they're gonna have to take control of the whole narrative as far as in female rappers. But what's going on is they're not helping each other at all. At all. They're not helping. Megan Thee Stallion, none of them have can actually say, hey, I put this person on. Y'all don't see that. Y'all just see it as about them. And it's sad because they feel you got to work just as hard as I do. No,
Yeah.
people
They get
people
that.
work, yeah,
Yeah.
people work people before us came here to do what they had to do for us not to work as hard.
Yeah.
You understand? So don't try to put your negativity or your because it was hard for you. Now that you know the industry, you want to show the young ladies how to approach certain situations. And this is going on. Everybody wants to be Megan Thee Stallion. Everybody want to be Cardi B. They want to be Lotto, and they can't do that because that's their lane.
Yeah.
You understand? That's
I'm
their
with
lane,
you. Yeah.
and yeah, it's sad because you got some really young girls out here that's exposing themselves,
And they feel like
and
they gotta overly sexualize themselves.
and really don't. They really don't.
That's why I had to pick another route because I can't do that. You know what I'm
I know
saying?
that's right.
I'm so sorry. Y'all got y'all bag. Y'all did it y'all way, but I can't do that
There
because
you
my
go.
integrity is bigger than them checks that y'all can even sign for me ever.
Amen.
Like,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
my integrity as a woman, as someone that stands for women that don't have to smoke, drink, play the mind games
Hmm.
that men try to constantly put the women under and put a chain on them. You see what I'm saying? The only
Yes.
man that's gonna be allowed to lock this down if he's in the industry is my husband. Okay,
Hello.
that's it. That's all. So if you ain't, and I don't even give a damn if you're a record label, you're not gonna do that because
Thank you.
I'm gonna stay independent if that was my case as a DJ. Because
Yes.
like women, you gotta sometimes just stay independent. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Don't be
Yes.
afraid to stay independent. You can sign distribution deals, but if
Yep.
it's gonna cost you your sanity for that bag, fuck that bag.
Exactly. It's
Burn
not
the
worth
fuck
it.
up, smoke it up,
Huh.
do something. Tell them
Do
good
something.
deuces. That's
Yeah, exactly. It's not. It's definitely not working. And the crazy part is like Finesse Bank. She's a female music producer, and so many people from different labels been wanting to sign her on distribution deals, but they want her to do something different. They want her to expose herself. She's a producer, but y'all want her to take these pictures and
yes,
flaunt yourself out there, take these TikToks and dance. And listen, this is a person that's been in college that had a degree in music production. She's really talented. But for y'all to tell her that, I was like, no, we're not doing it. And I don't care how much y'all gonna pay her. That makes no sense to deal with that. That's just gonna cause a lot of issues later on down the line. And every female artist that's doing what they're doing right now down the line is gonna hurt because their kids gonna look at it and be like, "Wow, really?" wow, is that a tattoo on your ass, grandma? You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of this stuff they only doing it just because it's in right now. But as these young ladies that's in this industry get older, what now? You understand? You can't tell your daughter she can't do something. You know why? Because you did it. You showed there's actually news. You could go on Google and find you on there doing these things. So how are you going to teach your young lady when she's 17, 18 and saying, I want to do the same thing, you trying to tell her not to? But mom, you're a millionaire. You did it. Why can't I do
Yeah, now listen.
it?
So what about the people that gotta start? See, people don't understand about these rules and regulations in the hip hop or in
Yeah.
music industry at all. You see what I'm saying? They may come in blind, and that is part of the fucking syndrome because
Yeah.
they don't tell you all the underlying things that you're gonna learn along the way, and then people think you done sold yourself out. No, that shit was never told to them people. They come
Nope.
in knowing they just love fucking music. They're not looking at all the politics behind it. They don't even care about that shit.
No, they don't.
They don't. If you really love music, like they sacrificed having to deal with the politics versus they love music because they
Ain't
can't
that
live
something?
without it. So it's a
Nope.
lot of things that they have to overlook because they know this is their lifeline. You know what I'm saying? So you never
Yeah.
want to get rid of your lifeline because you know you need that. That's what keeps you going. So,
Yes.
like, how do you keep that sanity? You
Mm.
feel me? Like,
Well,
it's
me personally, I keep my sanity. Like I said, I've been disabled for a while, you know, and it's just another part of my life. Like you can't feel sorry for yourself in this industry because no one cares. No one
you know.
cares. You know what I'm saying? So we have to move accordingly. You understand? We have to earn respect to get respect. And no one's gonna care that you're sitting in the chair and your leg is numb or you know
Okay.
your leg you can't even stand up because you've been sitting too damn long and you got to put some ice on your knee, but you got to still do the job.
Yeah.
You understand? No one cares. So my thing is my family. I have my core family, like my wife, my two kids. They're the ones that pushes me to keep going and keep grinding and keep doing what I have to do. You have to set goals for yourself as well. You know, you can't set a goal and then go back on your word because you got to keep your word.
Yeah.
If I say by this year, this time next year, I want to have at least 30,000 Instagram followers, I guarantee you before the end of the year, it'll be like 29. It's going to happen. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And the thing is, you really have to set your goals and set them to a point where you don't think it's going to work. You don't think, you set it as high as you can and get the closest as you get as close as possible to that goal and then continue to go. Because once you fail, you just learned the lesson. That's all. It's
Come
not
on. Yeah, that's
it's
true.
not that you're the worst person in the world and the world is against you. You made a mistake. So you correct it. Just like when you go to school and the kid get left back, what happens the following year? He don't get left back. You know why? Because he learned.
Yeah.
Now he opened his eyes and he learned. It's like, oh wow, well I know this, but you didn't
I
know it
know,
last year
right?
because you wasn't paying
Especially us
attention.
going down. I know this. I've seen this before. Okay.
You know?
Acting like the special kid on the bus. Like, look, it's all good.
Yeah.
Shit, that's why we have this. It's not just about mental health, like illnesses. No, we talk about these issues that may be
A
plaguing,
lot of issues. Yeah.
our movement that causes
Yes.
stagnation in our careers and things that we want to do in life. It can become hard, and
Yeah.
kind of get
Well,
past depression or like
that's another
social
thing. Yes.
anxiety, the things that
Uh-huh.
have like caused you to be this way. Because
Well,
there are a lot of things
yes.
even in my workspace that caused me social anxiety.
Mm,
There's things I couldn't talk about. You see what I'm saying? Because people would not really understand what I'm saying. But if you was in a life, you would understand what I'm saying. If
right,
that makes
exactly.
sense, you
Makes
be
a
like,
lot of sense.
okay.
Makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot
But
of sense.
and I'm new. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
I've been doing this for a long time, but I feel like I finally arrived, and then when I
Hmm.
finally arrived, I'm injured. I say, ain't this about a bitch? Ain't
Hey.
it's like okay,
Yeah.
you know, because I fought. I
Yeah.
fought my way to get here because there was a lot of hurdles. I had to push the
Mm.
hurdles out of the way. I had to smack a couple people up
No
because
doubt.
you in my way.
There
No
you go.
disrespect you. I put God first. But
All the
even God
time.
gonna say, baby, you're gonna have to fight these people because they trying to take your crown. You can't take something that God has already placed for us. You see what I'm
Amen.
saying? But
That's
people be
right.
trying to take your bread. They so greedy, they want to eat off your plate. No, go worry about your food
Ooh.
on your plate. Home.
Mm.
You
That's
feel
right. Listen,
like you know what I'm talking about?
preach,
Like yo, like
preach.
this industry, like yes, I think this is the season finale actually, to be
Mhm.
honest with you. Because this is like the 13th episode, so yeah,
What? I
yeah,
feel special now. All right.
yeah, this we wanted to really hit on it. And when we come back, we coming back with the glitz, the glam, okay? Because I'm coming
No
back a
doubt.
different woman. You feel me?
I know
Because I
that's
had to
right.
get some stuff off my chest. And I had to get it off my chest before I could really elevate into this
No
space because
doubt.
it was new. But
Yeah.
I'm thankful for people like you that, have really shaped the industry of people, the naysayers, and
Yes.
what you're doing. Like you are interviewing some of the most dopest people in your platform. I'm loving the way you have engineered this shit.
Uh,
I was like, okay, so I know who I'm calling when I need my setup because I don't know nothing about none
I
of this.
got you. I got you.
Yes.
So funny. Now this is a funny story. You ready? I can tell it real quick. So I wasn't gonna do this space. Actually, I had a friend that had a show. I'm not gonna say no name.
Okay.
All this stuff that you see me doing right now would have been all theirs if they would have just listened.
Wow.
Yeah.
It
So
wasn't meant for that.
it
Meant
wasn't
for
meant for
you.
them. It was meant for me because at the end of the day, it's some hard work. You already know. You have this podcast, and trust me, what people don't understand is the work that it takes to put it, the work that it takes to get people to come on and listen to the show, the work, the marketing, it's a grind. You understand? She had 13 shows, but it felt like 50 because at the end of the day, it's all the work that she has to put into it. So I definitely get it and salute to you. 13 shows, listen, this after you get back, like I said, I want to have you on my show. I want to have you on my
Yes,
show. I think my people reached out to you though, but I
yes,
want
the
to have you on your show.
31st. Yes, I
There it
the
is.
31st. Yep.
31st, I want you on 2111 radio so they can see that beautiful face.
Thank
See
you.
that big ass smile you got.
I know.
You're very charismatic. I'm telling you, when I first met you, I was like, oh, like there's, it was just something. It's a positive energy, and we all have part of positive energy. But you do have the naysayers, like you said, that will brush it off on you in a second. You feel like
try
crap.
to downplay you because
Oh,
they don't want you to get that light. But God has a funny way of bringing people in your life that they see that people don't want to show you that because they afraid of who you gonna be.
yes.
You feel
Amen
me?
to that. Amen to
Look,
that.
like they did Drake like that, but you know
Yeah,
what I'm
they
saying?
did.
Look at Drake
Okay.
now. You feel me? Like you know what I'm talking
Nobody can
about?
touch
Don't
it.
try to play us. Like
Don't try to
that's
play
why
it.
I rock
Exactly.
with people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really admire that man, and like one
Yeah.
day we're gonna work together. I know for
I
sure.
know that's right.
Me and him are really like gonna work together, like in contractual, like bam,
I know
bam.
that's right.
This what we doing. This what we're
Well,
about to do. Cause
I know that's
he's
right.
influenced me so much, to push me. I actually sat in on a studio session with 40. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so like that, just giving me that opportunity to
I know
really
that's
see how
crazy.
they made music, and they want me to be like the industry wants me to become a producer. So I was
Mm,
fighting with that, like that imposter syndrome. Like how I ain't never made no motherfucking beat a day in my life. How you gonna tell me go try
exactly.
DJing and producing? But guess what? I actually did it, and I'm actually fucking pretty. I'm
Ah, shit.
actually
What?
like, oh my God.
I'm
I
talking
was like,
about.
how did they know? I was just like,
That was
so
God.
shout out to Swiss Beats for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No
Shout out
doubt.
shout out to Swiss Beats. You
No
feel me?
doubt.
He dropping no names like that, but that man,
Yeah.
he is a mastermind.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
That man's a mastermind.
He
And I
is.
ain't got nothing but respect for him. That
Yeah,
motherfucker,
man.
I said, oh, you know what?
Exactly.
He is
Exactly.
a
He's
man. I
awesome.
can't do nothing but respect it. I can't.
Yeah.
I be like, and he's from New York, So
Yes, he is.
speaking, I forgot to mention. Now we might cut off, but we can come right back and I'll edit it in
No doubt.
because I don't use Zoom like this. But
It's okay.
Beats and the brotherhood that him and Nas, like all of these people grew up together.
Yeah,
And
it is.
that's why it's still a connection. But see, they
Yeah.
put each other on. One person got on, oh, I'm bringing one in.
Hmm.
And that's how it should be in totality in every set. Chicago, I want y'all to do better. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling y'all out
Right.
on y'all shit. I be like, I can't rock with that. So I have more connections in ATL in New York than my own city and in
No doubt.
Florida. What kind of
Hello.
stuff is that? We got to do better on that. We got to do better.
Yeah, we definitely got to do better. We definitely got to do better because, again, my goal with a lot of the
Okay,
podcasters and
we gonna
radio, yeah,
we about to cut it. Hold on. Like no,
that was a dope conversation. I'm not gonna lie.
yes, and I felt like this is why I needed it because I was just like, yo, I'm going to arrive in this industry my way. Where I don't
That's
have to
right.
do anything that does not fit me as a woman. And outside of that job, when I go lay my head down at night, I can sleep, and because that's
Exactly.
my right. So
That's right.
people need to understand that. How, man, I got now. We're wrapping it up, but there is some things that we have to, really touch on because I feel like the imposter syndrome is like a lot of self doubt and
That's
feeling
all it is.
incompetent. That's all it is.
Yeah.
So, what do you say to the people that are overly fucking qualified that people that are less qualified than them are getting the job and getting it done?
Hmm.
What do you say to those people that belong in those spaces that people don't even really care about? They're
Listen,
just there, fillers.
it doesn't. Listen, when you get into this industry, the one thing you don't have to worry about is age. If you're not young enough, you don't look right. It's so many things that you don't have to worry about because you have to have self awareness. You have to self esteem. If you have low self esteem, this is definitely not the business for you. Unfortunately,
Mm.
I have to say that our self esteem is so high that nobody could bring us down. Nobody. It doesn't matter because you only uh, um, a beacon for yourself and your family. The people on the outside is just the way they act. They're on the outside. You understand? So I encourage everybody to actually want to do something in this industry to continue to do it. If you're really good at it, you will have a support team behind you as far as in people telling you what the good things and the bad things. If you're doing something wrong, they call mistakes. It happens. It actually happens. We all make mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes before I got to where we at now,
Okay.
and I just don't repeat them. That's another thing. Can't
Now,
repeat.
now,
Yeah,
now
never.
you
Yeah,
said mistakes. Now, what about people that? Because sometimes in this industry, they don't give a fuck about your mistakes, and you
mm,
can get fired off those
yes,
mistakes if you are
yes,
working for someone. So how
right.
can
Then
we? You feel me? Like it
you're
is.
100% right. You're 100% right. But you know what? See that's the thing about being independent. And
True.
you're your own boss. You understand? You're your own boss. And if you're going to work with somebody, you're going to have to be some type of, you have to have some incentives because you're going to have to get space. You got to get enough confidence in the space to say, I can make a mistake here and make a mistake here. And you won't, as my boss or as my partner, will fight me. So a lot of things have to be contingent if you're going to work with someone. But if you're on your own boss, you can make as many mistakes as you can, as long as it's not financially hurting you. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And there's a lot of finances. There's a lot of finances that can get really construed because sponsors is the key. You never take out from your money. You need the sponsors to pay for this. You have the sponsors to pay for that. All the money that you receive, as far as in like an e-commerce or anything like that, you don't want to go in the bank to get anything. You already have a budget. So the sponsors actually pay for certain things.
Now,
You know, yeah.
now, how would so? How can I put this? that's dope about the sponsors and everything. But
Hmm.
definitely, I feel like that's a different. Like maybe we could talk about financial literacy in hip hop. Maybe that can
Of
be
course.
a topic that we could talk about on the show when I come on.
Okay.
Something about that to teach people because we don't know because these
No,
are things that are not being told to us. Like
no, it's not. It's not
and
because it's not in school because you know that it's not going to be in our school. They're not going to teach that at regular school. You have to go to private
the
school for that
hard
or
knock
college.
life. This the hard knock life school
It's
that you're
not
going.
our life school.
Okay.
Exactly.
This
By,
are not.
yeah, by making what I said before, mistakes.
Yeah.
You're gonna make mistakes. And no one's here. No one's gonna sit there and tell me that Michael Jordan never made a mistake before. He's the greatest player of all times.
Yeah.
Him, LeBron James, all of them made mistakes before they got to this point, and they continue to make mistakes. You understand? So no one's perfect.
No, but
Stop
that's
being
that
so hard. Yeah,
perfectionism. That's that syndrome. That
and
perfection.
that's a perfection thing that is a like I said, it's a self awareness of yourself. It's something
Mhm.
about yourself that you need things to be perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit here and judge you for it. That's just you. But you have to separate the two because nothing's perfect. Only God. That's it.
That part.
He's the
Now this is funny. Now this is a real life. Well, I don't want to say real life, but this is a funny question, but a real question about
Go
people
for it.
in the industry. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
what about the people that work in the fraud department in the industry? The real
Mm.
like there's people
Yeah.
that really work in the fraud department in the industry.
Mm.
You be
It's crazy.
like, so what I'm supposed to do? Okay, you know what?
Exactly.
You be
Yeah.
like, you can't.
Yeah.
But and we
Can't do
say
nothing.
that is meaning they have to finagle things to make
Yes, they do.
the story connect sometimes.
Thank you.
And that's not a
Yes,
negative thing sometimes. So it gets a bad light, but
it
everything
does.
serves a purpose. But sometimes when you're in that room, you may feel guilty, like, or having
Yeah.
survivors guilty. You like, damn,
Oh,
I really made it through this. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yes.
You like, you looking.
Like, it's crazy because, after all of this, I do have something that's coming, hopefully. And like I said with you got me spilling the beans on your show. Listen, let me tell you something. You got me all free. My show is
That's
so,
what this is about,
yeah,
though. This
yeah.
that space. I
My
wanted to
show is so
create a
organ.
space.
Yeah.
I was like, look,
Uh-huh.
look, this. That's why Spotify was on me. They look. They changing the rules for the kid over here. Like you feel
Yes.
me? Like they
This
like,
is
okay,
right.
she's on to something here. We need this.
Yes.
And
You
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 need
you
a
really
safe
are.
space where you go talk. We ain't dropping names. We just talking about our experiences. You feel me?
Experiences.
Like
Exactly.
you
You
gotta
got
talk
me up
about
here.
your
Yeah.
experience because it's a
Yes.
rough one. And when you trying to get past that mentally and sometimes physically, emotionally, like
Yes.
there is
It's
things
crazy.
you gotta put out in the air, smoke that motherfucker up, chuck up the deuce. Hey, it's
Yes.
done. We good. You good? I'm good.
Exactly.
That's why
So
rappers, not to
yeah.
cut. That's why rappers have. That's why they rap. They tell all
Yeah.
type of shit in their raps, and then they be looking at you like, nigga, you just told everybody, mama, and
Everything.
like, what the? Oh no.
I told
But
everything.
that's,
Yeah, you done
but you
told
know,
everything.
we playing a, what I'm saying, they doing a
It's
job.
the truth.
They doing a job.
Yes.
They doing their job. So let me
Yeah.
do my job, okay?
Exactly.
All
Exactly.
right. Now, what
That's
were you
crazy.
saying?
So yeah, like a lot of the things I try to do is the self-confidence I have is it was in me through my parents. Like they made sure that we was always stayed grounded.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? I seen how hard they work in their lives. God bless both my mother and father. How hard they worked over the years. You understand? And my kids now they older, like 23-year-old and a 21-year-old. So it's their lives is just beginning. So what's going on with me is like I kind of what they call it reinvented myself. That's what they call
Yes.
it. I kind of reinvented myself because I'm not a guy to be on camera to talking to people and all this. This is really new. Trust me when I tell you this is new. But my wife actually had the confidence in me because for some reason when I moved because right now I'm in Florida. So when I moved to Florida, people just start walking up to me, talking to me. She was like, "Listen, I don't know what's going on, but for some reason, you know how to connect with people without even trying."
Yeah.
And if you look at the interviews that I have, we don't just talk about why they're there. We talk about the person first, and then we talk about why they're there. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So one lady came up there. Her name was Rama. She actually plays on BMF, um, on BET.
Okay.
She's her name.
Yeah.
They call her. Yeah. So she went up there. She was actually crying because it was a touchy subject. And she hit me back and she was like, you know what? I've never connected with an interview like that in my life. And now we actually friends.
That's what's up. Yeah.
So it's more of being aware of your surroundings and making people comfortable around you. Because if you're not comfortable, how can you make everybody else comfortable?
Big facts. Big
You
facts.
know, so and you're making me very comfortable because I wasn't supposed to tell that damn story.
Oh, no. Well, we thank you, but I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, no
For
doubt. I
like
got you.
teaching me, like I'm learning a lot from you. Like you just started, but you've been DJing. Not just started DJing during the pandemic. You know, somebody
Oh,
that
okay.
got me into this space, DJ D Nice, actually. So,
You talking about
yeah,
he was online. You talking about D Nice? I met
yeah,
Derrick
D Nice,
before.
D Nice, and like D Nice, yeah.
Yeah, I met Derrick years ago, like
I know,
years ago.
I know, right? Is ironic. The 6 degrees of separation. The music industry is very
Yeah.
small.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what it's so. But he was just like, it's not too late. It's not too late.
Nope.
And
Nope.
like,
It's not.
I was just listening. I'm like, you
Who
know
would
what?
figure?
What the hell?
Yes, you
I was
can do it.
like, what the hell? Now, I didn't know going down this yellow brick road, my motherfucking legs would have been chopped to shreds.
I know.
Like I was walking though.
I know that's right.
I was running at first. I was like, you gotta slow down.
You gotta slow down a little bit. Take a seat for a couple of minutes.
Okay, you gotta sit down. You gotta plan that out. You can't,
Yeah, you definitely got to
don't rush
plan
your
that out.
progress. So
Hey,
people that
you,
suffering, I'm going
yeah,
to tell you, if you're suffering from imposter syndrome, slow down. Slow
that's
down.
all.
Hear your voice. Hear your inner voice. Hear the things that may be triggering you. So these are
Mm,
the solutions to the things that you may be going through as we wrap this up. So
yeah.
I want you to really just think about, why do you feel that way? And why do you feel that everybody's going to judge you for making it, doing what you set out to actually do? Because a lot of people self-doubt themselves and think they can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I'm learning is, in this space that I'm in, you can do it. And there will be people, God will send you people that help you get through it because they understand. There are people that are made exactly for those moments, like behind the scenes or in front, wherever you may be. So don't be so hard on yourself if you're feeling that. Talk to somebody about it, but deal with it in your own special way, I believe. And
Mm.
I
Well said.
believe being honest with yourself. You know you put in that work. So if
That's
you
right.
get that placement with Drake, you get that beat from to send it to Rick Ross, and it actually get placed. You did over 10,000 hours.
Oh,
So you know what I'm saying?
exactly. Yeah.
You put in the work. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. So don't feel bad
Wow.
when things start to happen for you. Because I had that problem, when things started to really happen for me. When Chance the Rapper actually posted up my fashion designs, because I'm a fashion designer. And
Oh,
I
okay.
was a stylist for people in the industry. And when he did that, it actually took off. It actually got the eyes of Balmain, and then he created the Coachella outfits, and it began to roll over, and it went fast because I was like, I did never thought in a million years that those costumes that I created would have went that far.
Mm-hmm.
They made it to the All-Star game
Yes.
in 2020.
Yeah.
And
That's crazy.
and you couldn't have never told me that. So, and I was feeling some type of way because every time I have highlights and accolades, I can't never celebrate because somebody all want to bring me down on those things I
Mm.
accomplished. And that's why it's like that with me. Because somebody
Well,
wants to try to pop my bubble. And I'm
yeah,
literally identifying that now. So
yeah.
identify. Don't be afraid to identify the people that's trying to kill your dream and
Mm.
and sit their ass down. That's all I'm gonna say about it. So
Let's
Derek,
do it.
what
Right.
what would be your advice for those people to help solve that issue within themselves?
Mm. Wow. You said it best, yo. I mean, you really did. It's like all I'm gonna do is echo what you said. You understand? Because what's going on, like I said, is self-doubt. It's that self-doubt is crazy, but like you said, it's a syndrome. And in some way, somehow, we all have to have that support system. We gotta have it, it's a must. We're not gonna do this by ourselves. We can start this by ourselves, but we're not gonna continue to do this by ourselves.
Yeah.
You understand? We can start the foundation, but it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of grinding hours. Like it's a grind, but I feel you as a person, you're gonna make it because of your personality, of the grind that you're determined. I'd rather have a determined person in my life than a person with a lot of money because that person don't he has everything to lose. You ain't got nothing to lose. You understand? At the end of the day, it's like I'm gonna try everything I can to get where I need to be. A person that got money, they already got it. They really don't have to take chances. But self doubt, I had it, it's gone. I believe I could do anything right now.
Love it.
You got to love yourself first, though, because we can't love nobody unless we love ourselves.
Come on. Come on. I
And
love this.
it's crazy, but it's real.
Yeah.
Like, who would think the way I'm talking to you, the way I'm speaking to you, that I wasn't able to speak until I was 6 years old? Yeah, you
Yes.
get me, spill all the damn beans. So yeah, I was diagnosed. I was disabled as far as in I was on the spectrum. But in my day, they didn't call it. They called it retarded. Yeah. So yeah, they call it retarded. They say he was retarded.
Oh no.
Yeah,
We try to
that's what
keep
they.
away from those words. I know we so
But
programmed.
I know, but
We
at
programmed to
this
say
point,
retarded.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
look,
but they,
we're not trying
yeah,
to trigger
no,
nobody.
no,
Okay.
we're not. But in
No,
the
sir.
seventies, unfortunately, that's what they call it.
I know in our community,
It's
and
that.
that was the
Yes.
problem, though. That was, and
Yeah.
we have to learn how to politically say those things because that's very offensive, like special needs. But we're not talking like that because that's the way we were raised up. But we have to
Yeah.
definitely correct. I have to correct
Unfortunately.
myself even when I'm thinking about it. Like, oh, you feel
Yes.
me? Like I would say that, and I'm like, no, say special needs because
Yes.
people
So
that need have special
yes.
needs.
Yes. And
You
but
know?
I was definitely put in different classes and taken out classes and to learn different things. And how I found out, my a friend of mine's son, he was diagnosed with autism, and they would put him in these classes. So one day I went with them, and I'm looking at the stuff that the person's doing with this kid, and I'm like, wait a minute, I remember this. I used to do this.
Wow.
So they looked at me because they didn't have nothing for us back then.
Yeah.
You understand? There was nothing they can do until now in this day and age. They have certain things that they can help kids with now. But the kids that grew up back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, there was nothing for us. So I learned a lot of how to pronounce words and how to learn certain things on my own.
Yeah, me too. I'm I'm
Yeah,
I'm still in development. I feel like
exactly.
I'm
Yes.
still in development.
Yeah.
Um, because when you go through traumatic things, you
Mm.
can begin to lose your memory and all that stuff. So you have
Mm-hmm.
to retrain yourself. That's the
Yes.
opportunity to retrain yourself. Don't just settle for that because
Yeah.
your brain can still grow because it's neuroplasticity. So you
Mm.
do not have to settle for what it is trying to do, but you have to put in your mind and say, "Oh, it's trying to do that," and be aware, self-awareness. So
Hello.
we actually have a guest on the show as well. He's this show is the last one, but he is also going to be on the show, and he's autistic and he's a model. So I thought that was amazing. The way
Mm-hmm.
his drive, his passion is being a male model, black and autistic. So and we want to highlight these people because we're tired of you need to look like this in order to break into that space. That's not the
Yeah.
case no more. You feel me?
Yes.
We're creating
Yes.
our own lanes and way because
That's
we got
right.
tired of the rejection from
Thank
people
you.
that don't even care about our people and know
Thank you.
why we were in that position in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they play dumb.
Yes.
No.
I would never. I would never do that.
You know what? Like, yes, because
I love your people. I
I
love
didn't
your
tell a
people.
couple
Yeah.
psychiatrists, baby, don't play
Uh-huh.
with me. You know what this
See,
is. You know what this
this
game is.
is.
So
Her
what I'm saying, respect that. They looking at
respect.
me like, shit, all right. You know what? I'm
Res-
gonna let her, cause they know. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
They
You know
definitely
what
know.
we up against. Stop playing with us.
Yeah.
See, that's why we could
Facts.
never get ahead as black people because we was so used to covering up our scars and the
Mm.
traumatic things that we had to go through. And that's why we could never really get our culture to elevate. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? That was one of the biggest roadblocks
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
our
It is.
elevation. So I think that breaking those barriers and shit.
We
That right
haven't even
there.
broke through them yet. Yeah, we haven't even broke through those yet because
Oh,
there's
we
still
breaking
more to
through.
come.
No, we breaking through them. If you haven't noticed, we're creating a whole new world. The world is shifting. The world is not going by the old doctrine no more. They like we can't do that because if we really
Yeah.
want to seek change, the new world starts now. It's
Yeah.
it's been
That's
started.
true.
We've already put the stamp on it. See, when I don't know if you talk of 19 keys and stuff like that, we talk about that in this mental space because we got to
Uh-huh.
create that. This mental
Yes.
space is about building our AI, building our technology,
Yes,
like
it is.
and also updating our computer system, our brain,
Uh,
while we're
mm,
doing it.
yeah.
So
You're 100% right about that. I'm not even gonna lie.
yeah,
It,
we
it is.
just had to. You got to change that mindset. Like, no, we're in a new world. Like, if things have shifted. COVID shifted a lot of things to go digital,
Oh yeah.
and it's
People
never going to
didn't.
go back to the old way.
Nah, it's over.
So
Yeah, this is it.
So now
This is
it's
definitely it.
opportunity. We reset that clock. So
Oh
we
yeah.
reset that. Like, I don't know what it's gonna be after ACD. I don't know what it's
Ooh,
gonna be like. I don't know what's I don't know.
that's a good one.
I don't know what it's gonna be, but it's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
something
It's
after
gonna be
that
something.
2020.
You heard? For real. It's gonna be
You know,
something.
we're creating the man. People out here creating like, and it's gonna sound crazy. The Bible is not done being written. So they're
No.
like, we gotta understand what life is, and the people the figures that help shape and change that, and
Yes.
what they will play in that role
You
throughout
know what?
history.
You about to get me to get you about to be on my show about this subject. You got me sitting up here going, ooh, but this is listen. I have trust
We
me.
definitely gonna finish it
Yeah,
because I was like, baby, we can keep going. Like, I love,
yeah,
like, this was a necessary conversation. I feel
yes,
like
it is.
I
That's
couldn't. I was like, in order for me to go to that season 2, I gotta go
yeah,
make sure I knew that I was supposed to be here.
that's
And
right, and
those
you do.
contracts and those sponsorships are definitely on
Uh-huh.
the way and on the come up.
Oh boy, there it
So,
is. That's what I'm talking about.
and
She
I
about to get
deserve
that coin.
what you
She
say.
about to get, I said she about to get these coins. They better stop
Hey,
playing.
man, we need a couple more people to tune in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because,
listen,
like, learning how to promote that is one thing, but you have a
yeah,
street team. You feel me? I really want to have
yeah.
a street team, a digital street team, so we can definitely talk about how you guys can help grow that podcast with
Okay.
promoting it and stuff like that. And
Okay, that works. Like I said, we're gonna definitely talk behind the scenes, and we
we
always do.
are,
So
we are.
we
So I'm
we're definitely gonna talk. What I'm gonna do, we're gonna set up a stream y'all, my stream y'all. We're gonna set it up. We're gonna have a stream y'all meeting, me, you, and one of my partners, and we're gonna get to a point where we can actually help each other. So you definitely, I've been interested in your story for a minute now. So
thank
we
you.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested because I love this show. The show makes you want to tell everything. I don't understand. I'm very
No,
sick.
tell like that.
For
Can't give
damn,
a fuck.
a
We gotta
damn
give
lie
them so they
detector.
can heal.
Yeah,
But no,
this is
it's about just keeping it real and
yeah,
letting that baggage go. People
yes.
be like, ain't nobody got time for no baggage, bro.
Nope,
You want your
ain't
baggage?
got no time.
Yeah, because here, bag lady, bag man, here, go on over there. Get that shit off my boat.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Carry on, damn bad.
Okay, carry your own troubles. You
For
feel me?
real.
Like people need
Yeah.
to understand. I had to bury mine. Like not bury him, but I had to carry him. So,
Yeah.
and I ain't even dish out half the stuff. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I
Exactly.
still had to carry them bags.
Yes, right.
And
Well,
that's what you do. What happened when you do God's work? So
mm.
let's leave the people with final remarks on how they can get in contact with you in case they want to be on your show. Because man, Hassan Green, he's been he was on Apollo. Yo, I'm gonna have him on the show season 2, but he's really been really like killing it. Like he was
Yeah,
a
you was telling
Apollo
me.
kid, and just to see him grow up from Apollo kid to now is just amazing. Because I
Well,
watch Apollo every Saturday.
what we're gonna do? We're gonna set up an interview on you, just because of you. That's your connection. That's somebody you like. That's somebody that you're interested. We're gonna put them on 2111 Radio. We're gonna do an interview. So all I need from you is to give me his bio, a picture to promote, and we're gonna set it all up on 2111 Radio.
Done deal.
All
Look at
right.
that. You see how we working together, guys? Take that and keep rolling with that with your people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that,
How we
that's
keep bouncing off of each other. You see
have to.
2111 radio, you see what I'm saying? It started from one connection, but you know what? It was like
Yeah,
I started rocking with you because I like the way you like help your people and not just help
yeah,
them, you actually bring it in the
yeah,
residuals and you feel me? You getting people exposure. And that's what it's about because
yeah.
it's about us placing ourselves. We deserve the 6 figures, 8 figures as well. You feel me?
Why
But
not?
we're gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? Whether people tried to
Yes.
block us and felt like we was not um adequate, that's on you.
There you go.
That's
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly.
That's on you. Shame on
Yeah.
you. But
Shame.
keep that same energy while we work this and sort this out.
Yeah.
Just
So
as
let's yeah,
DJ Khaled said, you either with us or watch us win. So
watch us win. Exactly. So
period.
if anyone listening to this podcast want to get in touch with 2111 Radio, we are on Instagram at 2111_radio. We on Google. Actually, you can Google us. Just put in 2111 Radio and you'll see all our information. Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. It's all 2111 Radio. You want to go to our show, you would have to hit us on 2111 Radio, email at 2111radio at gmail.com. I have a partner, his name is Ralph Smith. He will take care of all of that as far as in that, because I am actually the program director, but he take care of the other stuff.
He be
So
on
Ralph, and he's Mr. Silent, by the way, because he don't come on camera. He don't want nobody, I know he's probably going to be pissed off when he hear this, but his name is Ralphiel Smith. Let's just keep it going. But yeah, he's very behind the scenes. But he's the one that hired me and believed in what I can do. You understand? So that I salute to him because I wouldn't be on your show right now if it wasn't for Mr. Raphael
It's gonna
Smith.
be a lot of things happening. Like and I can feel it. So when I feel it, I know. And we got the virtual malls and stuff happening. I don't know if you've seen that, but we can talk
Yes,
about
I
that.
did.
But yeah, man, it's a lot. Like we are very a digital platform and creating intellectual property for people.
Exactly.
So on that note,
before you go,
oh,
I'm gonna need everybody help. Damn it. Now let me explain. Now, I'm the program director, but I'm the host of this 2111 Radio show. So if you see 2111 Radio, if you look on our page now, we're trying to get Music Soul Child on my show.
okay.
All right. Woo! Music Soul Child has been putting our stuff in his story for the last couple of weeks. So I'm trying to get an interview with him because I would like to know the backstory, because I know a little bit about him, but I would like to do a little more study on him, because music, Soul Child, holds soul music together.
He holding
Yeah,
it down. He's
he
still
holding it
holding
down.
it down.
And
I
he just
listen
came
to
out
him
with a
almost
new
every
album.
day.
Yeah, he came out with a new album. He
I
just came out with a new album.
listen to him every day.
Every day. So yeah, so if y'all see us, like, share it,
Yes,
we
and tag him.
campaign
You
and
know what?
tag
I'm
him.
gonna tag him in this very
Uh-huh.
You feel me? Because
Yeah,
he needs to. He needs to. And I want him to reinvent himself in a
and that's what
way.
he
And
did.
he got hit maker. So you
Yeah.
know it's gonna be on and on.
Yes. Yes.
So
Definitely.
and this is
Definitely.
time that I Just Want to Sing was the best album of the millennium to me, and he didn't get Alicia Keys got, but I like
Let me
that
tell you
was
something.
like that soul because they could have gave it the soul. She was like R&B, but that soul
I was so
he had
all
that
that.
hands down. He had that on lock.
I
He
still
still got
have.
it on lock.
I
I
have
still
a.
see people
I have a
listening to that
promotional copy.
album.
I have a promotional copy of that album.
Oh my god!
Yeah, from
Okay.
Def Jam. Yeah. I have a promotional copy of that, and I'm holding on to that. I want to show it to him when he get on my show. So it's like, yeah.
Now we gotta make it a mission.
Yeah.
We gotta create a campaign.
There it is.
Create a campaign. That's all you gotta
Yeah.
do.
I need me to so
Like,
tight.
and he got this new single. Like, he needs to be
Yes.
everywhere in the street. Now,
Did you hear that song?
everywhere. You got a lot of great guests on here.
Yeah.
You're a very credible
I'm trying.
source. So these are two credible sources that is happening. So when
Yes.
you're on here, don't ever sleep. There's big names that are listening in.
Yes. Yes, they are.
You feel me?
Yes, right. Yep.
We might be new to this, but we're not new to the game.
Hello. There it is. Amen to that.
On that note, y'all,
There it is.
you guys to tune in to 2111 Radio. Be sure to share and like this podcast. Share it with your friends, please, when this episode comes out. But make sure, most importantly, you guys be the change you wish to see, okay? Because it starts with you. So if you want better, to see better in your community, you have to lead by example.
Hello.
So, yes, on that note, you guys, until we meet again, love y'all, peace.